Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources. But this time, we're in the Helicopters and Underground update, which has now been released to the stable branch. We have a lot of changes to the way the game runs, as well as, obviously, layout's different. We have fences. We also have quite a few different buildings. The main ones that I shall be putting down today are some solar panel plants to get some power. 560 megawatts of power. Yes, that gets a lot more, but that takes coal. This I think it's a really cool idea, and we've got wind power. And obviously, one of the main things is tunnels and all the footpath bits. My town is a little bit too cramped, to be honest, to fit them in. But should definitely be looking at a lot of that. But the first thing we have to get solved today is housing. It's just, it needs done. Get the game going. I'll go through some of the different notifications when they come through down here, because you do get quite a few different ones now, and I like them. It warns you when things potentially aren't going right, or there's unemployment, or a road's too busy. I've experimented quite a bit in my own private playthrough that I'm playing. No more paths or roads down there, so need to wait a little while. Everything is happening. The easiest way of explaining it, everything is happening. As you can see, I put down another heating plant, which we're going to get connected to the system, because, well, I'll go to an electricity substation. It's the best way of explaining it. This one, as you can see, definitely needs another substation in range. Pretty much it says 240% is what all connected buildings could take. There is another one using up or taking some of the connected buildings' wattage. So it's only slightly over, but it's still over, which potentially means power shortages because too much demand compared to supply at the substation, not in the grid yet. So we need to look at that, and we will look at that just very shortly. So, let's do that. Before I forget, and it's as simple as trying to stick another one over here. Here's another look. I think they have slightly altered hitboxes for some things. I don't remember ever being able to put it that close and go, that's what I want, which is really good. I also have an underground mode. Oh yeah, get out of that. Look at this now. We have rain. It's actually really well done. And just because it's raining right now, let's go for a little drive and see what it looks like. It's the rain. And the puddles. And everything else. Not exactly sure where this bus is going. It looks like it's going to one of the new construction sites. Look at that. It's definitely a vast improvement in realising. Just stop raining, but it takes a little while for the puddles to vanish. Really good quality of life improvement. It's very enjoyable, I would say. Let's see how busy lots of footpaths. Oh, lots and lots of stuff getting done. There's lots I want to do. There's lots I would like to do very soon. But that's just not going to happen. I'm not sure how many. Oh, we've still got not quite a bit, but a decent amount in some of these fields. roughly 30 tons sitting about in each field, roughly. I probably will just connect these fields to this barn for now, just for ease. I will redesign this whole area eventually, because eventually we'd like some trains. Trains! One thing I was thinking about trains, is we have a lot of spare coal. I say that as we're 500 down right now. That's the new workers. The workers have just showed up. I'll shoot back up. I should. Yes, plenty of coal over. And the mine has, plenty. So that'll increase. When that bus arrives, the other bus should just be right behind it. And once again it is raining. I'd like to start getting the cement plant up and running. Takes one other thing we need to export away. Attach this to a construction yard. Just need to get housing done. Yes, I have put in the more expensive roads, just because obviously it looks better, and obviously it is better. It's faster. Eventually we'll have this whole area done. But it's a little while before a lot of what we're doing is finished. So getting to move bits about. That's this bit almost done. Electronics, gravel and steel. And our steel situation is very ideal. It may not look a lot right now. That's 101 tons of homemade steel, which is fantastic. Plus we've got 75 tons sitting in there. Mwah. Self-sufficient and one of the most expensive construction materials. So we've got a new vehicle is available. Any other things we haven't read? The price of coal is down. I mean, I know I say I want to export and make money, but one thing I thought about is, apart from buying your own vehicle, or in a rush building a road or something, what is the money going to be for? Yeah, I know it's for backup, for food, clothes, but really, what we doing with it? One thing I'd actually quite like to get done is I'm probably going to stick down a couple of construction offices purely to speed everything up, which I think is actually quite a good idea. As you can see, there is not a lot of workers that get to actually sit here. It does restock very fast. We do have almost 7,000 population, of which 3,713 are workers. So that's very good. We're only 5 years into this town. So that's not to be sniffed at. They've actually delivered a lot of the steel already. I may actually need to move this steel manually out of here. Last chance to buy a diesel train, but looks like not using trains as of yet. Construction LED, construction office, a helicopter construction office. What does this do? Also, as you can see, the construction offices now can hold fuel, which is good. We need to get to making some fuel, but as I showed you, oil is miles away. Our usual problem, no free excavators. So we'll just have to let this beautiful game run for a little while. See what amount of steel skyrocket. Economy and trade. Last year we made a negative. This year we're heavily negative. Why are we heavily negative? Steel, which we're no longer doing. It's really good. Yes, I'd like to look into a lot more mechanical components and a lot more industry. We need the population, we need the infrastructure before we can think about that. That looks different. It's a lot of wooden scaffolding. Interesting. Sorry, pardon me. I've also placed down a mountain hotel, just for a bit of variety, because tourists are a good way of making money. Yes, you can't get any spirituality. Who really cares? I don't believe we can build them yet. I would have been education. Should be equipment. City Hall, cars, radio, fire. I'm going to look at one of these soon. But also cars would be quite ideal. But to get cars in here, we need to probably redesign a lot of this. That's one thing I'd quite like. Nope, there you go. Unemployment is too high in this building. That takes you directly to that building. 90 people without work. It only says only 13 because of kindergartens. We do need to put more schools in here. And I will be putting like a row of schools here to service a lot of these buildings. So where are you no go at work? Eh? You tell them specifically places to go. Does that help? Just have to wait and see. No, someone will win good jobs then. There's some things I don't know. They should always just head to the bus station automatically, of course, but it may be time we actually start thinking of basically copying this area. Could we actually just go like that? Now that is actually cool. Laggy as hell, but pause the game first. Basically doubling everything. I've never used this, but I do actually quite like the idea of it. It's messy because it's not got everything we need in it, but it's a good idea. I thought there was a copy button up here. No. It'd be good if you could. Let's actually experiment with that cloning area. You can't actually just say I don't want this, I don't want that. But it works. We need to get this going. The road done here? No, the road is done. It's you signed, even though you don't presently have any wires. There is the nearest power junkie cable. That's where I'm going to have to buy, just to be sure nothing runs out of power. Which is fine. I wish there was a better way of doing this than sticking lots of these random switches. Okay, we'll just do this with cables. We've got enough here now. Why did I just go that way? Wrong street I went down. Actually. Not sure how far back that went. Just that bit there I meant to build. Now let's just go and see if any of that builds. What is this? What is that? It looks like there's two buildings there. I'll have to wait and see what happens there. I mean, as soon as that's built, attach, not attach, tell the power cables to be constructed. The workers shouldn't be too hard. Actually, right. Not actually that much on your list. There's some big things on your list, but not as much as I thought you might have. You've got a lot more because you automatically pick up every road. Definitely a lot more. Same with you. Maybe an idea to actually asphalt that's main road. Now I could either basically duplicate this up here. No, no. I believe there's a... Is it uranium over there? Yes. Probably up the way. But it would just be a case of duplicating the houses, the schools. Obviously we would need this. And shopping centre. But that's not too hard to get. Maybe something to actually look at laying out soon. But ideally I'd like a proper power grid first. They're a bit higgledy-piggledy and import it all. So let's get one of the brand new buildings going. But this is a damn bit big one. If the autosave lets me. Solar power plant. If we build over here, we don't want to put it this side. Yes, need flat terrain, I get that, but just been nosy. So quite a few, obviously, reactions that can come off of it. This flat terrain stuff is still annoying. I may just quickly go and... Actually no, I want it further away. Welcome to the winter. Hopefully nobody freezes. I stress hopefully. Because you just never know. Needs flat terrain, needs flat terrain. Let's try and flatten some terrain then. What are we doing here? New train carriage, or oil carriage, what's it? Let's see how much this we can actually get. Not sure how big this is, I cannot remember. We'll do another couple bits. You can get it flat now. But we'll just stick out here. Oh, sorry. That's definitely hit my mic there. So energy. It's a little bigger than that. Yikes. So we need to expand this slightly. No, that's just way to go. No one that. Nope. Level, level, level. Please level the ground. A little bit faster. So we're definitely not going to get that solar panel up and running this episode. Hopefully next episode. Depending on what we get done. Just have to wait and see. I do honestly wish there was just a draw a box around an area and tell the construction to make this area flat at this height. Because this is a lot of stirring about holding down the left mouse button. Left thing's plain, so we need to... we've only 5 deaths. We're only in the second. Last month. 62 deaths. Just quickly make sure there is no housing without heating. It'll look fine. A little bit length for the far away ones in. I think this corner will still need dinner material, but we'll just quickly check. We're almost there. Flatten, 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 flatten. Now this one's from the, it takes it out, the height from the centre of the bit you're doing. It makes everything the same. Oh, into my food there. Thankfully that doesn't affect fields. Imagine that. Yeah, it should technically affect the field if it was in through it when it's harvesting it. Right now it doesn't matter. There's definitely a lot of expansion things I want to get done. We need people, so to feed people we need a lot more farming. I'd like more money, I'd like more power, I'd like more industry. So we've got a lot to plan, a lot to do. But I'm just definitely in the next opportunity I'm going to get, maybe even go crazy and get another 3 construction offices. So just so we can get things done ASAP. I wonder if the copy tool copies the vehicles. I think it's just the buildings. Okay. Just got, I want this set up there as well. It builds it and has vehicles. Expensive, but so you maybe going back and forth and remember what you put where. Now let's see if we can get this done, this placed at least in this episode. I'm just going to come up and tell me there's the excavators in there. Infrastructure. Oh, oh. Leveling land. Leveling lots of land again. What? Deja vu here. I swear I just did this. This is one heck of a big building. Probably going to end up having quite a few of these randomly dotted about the map as we expand. There's maybe some road things I'd quite like to try out. Like making roundabouts, making overpasses, making flyovers, making a motorway basically. Would be a good idea. I may actually turn That's something I could do. I could turn the road up to the main industry area as into a dual lane motorway. I could do that. I think I will do that. Yes, that's an idea for the next video, because this video is almost at an end. I've just got that many ideas running through my head. It's like, yes, we can do this, but we've got to do it at this pace or that pace. Or, you know what I mean? Look at this. That's a lot of solar panels. I've never really seen a solar panel far up close. I don't really know. Oh, this is right, or that's slightly out, or whatever. But we have some power planned. It's looking good. And the road I was talking about dueling is this chunk here. This because I can. Unemployment too high. Where? No kindergarten. No power. What? Schools get power, but the kindergarten doesn't. Right. This one is not over. Ah! This building has no power. Why? Why am I missing a chunk? See, that's one thing I like. It didn't tell us there's no power, but we noticed that because of a notification. But I have seen it say things like, this building has no power. So that should help you run. It should help people go to work. I do think I may have to stop just letting the citizens decide where they want to work. Actually just start telling every building, you must work this building and that building, or go to the bus station to be sent off somewhere else. So I may have to think about that. There's obviously quite a lot of extra micromanaging. There's 2 kindergartens in there, both cool. Education, what's the education level? Well, actually, this house is rented. I can tell it, definitely. Your job's keeping these 4 schools going. Hopefully at max staff, which gets slightly more people in. Means slightly more people can go and work. But yes, looking a lot more kindergartens down. It's looking kinda advantageous for us. We'll definitely change the scaffolding. That used to all just be bits of metal. I like the addition of the wood. Because obviously there is wood. And lots of scaffolding about the world. Pure skeleton required. You don't have a job. Your job now to make sure that's through. Building's too distant. How is that? How? Well, we can just quickly try and solve that. Should I just quickly try this? I don't know if we'll be able to do this. Just spin the camera in. Trying to get this overpass over the factory. Right. If we can fit in here, then we can definitely try and do it. It's a really simple look. They must have changed the boundaries and buildings and stuff, because you'd never been able to fit that in there. Never in a million years. Angle is too sharp. What angle? Well, is that actually connected? It does look like it. Once that's built, that'll look kind of snazzy. It's a really good feature. And I'm glad we got to try and throw it off here. I've noticed some small issues with the underground stuff. I'm just going to try and see if I can show you it. Underpass and tunnel. What's the difference? Because there, if I go Let's see if I can just need to find an area that's slightly open that I can try it out on. We'll just purely just go for this road because we can. Okay, we're gonna go like that. If somebody knows if this is the wrong way of doing it, just let me know. Tunnel is above ground with certain points. We're obviously not going to build this. We're just going to get demolished to it. Just that bit. Yes, we know. Right, there is another learning curve for some small issues I am finding personally. What? Do I have to... Why is it not letting me just... Hey, about time. There's small issues with the underground stuff that I have to get used to. Oh, we've got a new flat. Nobody lives here. How sad. Quite sure I could quickly get lots of people to live here. If people were living with their parents in this area, they already have moved. Another unemployment issue. If I don't just tell you to do something. Yeah. Why are you not keeping that full? Anyways. Quickly, I have a quick... Actually, I'll deal with that. I'll deal with that quickly off camera. Move some people about. But, thank you very much for watching. And if you're still here, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Any hints or tips in the comment section below. Or even just say hi. And if you have watched this entire episode, I would like to say thank you very much. It means a lot to me, and it really helps my channel grow, get noticed slightly more. So I just want to say thank you. I appreciate it so much. But whatever you do, enjoy, and I'll see you in the next episode.